Alright, YouTube is populating. Hello, hello guys. We'll be starting in a little second over here. Let me just get everything sorted and for you guys, and we'll get to it. Alright, let's get this chart set up over here. So I am running in some GJ cells right now from right over here. Took a sell right over here, secured most of my position already, and runner, I'm gonna put stop loss at break even right over here. So I hope you guys are in this trade as well. Let me put it on the chart. Alright, so let's do some fresh analysis. Honestly, for GJ, we don't need any analysis. This is target right over here. That's all we need to know, that this right over here at 150, 950 is our target. Let's look at why. The reason that is firstly we have this wick fill, and if we look left of that wick fill, we have these minor issues. And with volume, with a lot of volume, I think we can definitely tap into this support at 150, 950. So let me do ultimate sells target right over here. So we all know where we should have our TP at. Let me now adjust my TP to around, let's say 150, 100. That's a pretty good safe TP. 151, 100, 150, 105, something like that. Alright, so for gold, in terms of gold, very simple analysis. We need buys above here. We just need to wait for this resistance over here to break, and we can take buys to create higher highs, coming up to firstly ultimately targeting 1822, 1822, 1820, 1817, 1880 might be an issue for sure, because if we look on the hourly, price has rejected there in the past right over here, and then we came to it, rejected with a wick, and then next one came down straight through. Oh, there's people admit all. There's people waiting in the Zoom. How do I change that? Disable waiting room. Perfect. Welcome everybody in the Zoom. Sorry you had to wait. So I hope you guys are also in these GJ cells with me over here. It's running quite nicely in 25 pips profit, 24. I think. Yeah, I think I should be pretty good. I'll secure another half right over here at 25 pips. Really good cells. Made a lot of sense. I think everybody in market fluidity should be in those cells. Let's get me pinned over here. So our next, what's it called? Thingy-majiggy trade is going to be at 1814, 14.5. Aboud, Shazzy, can I share this link to Zoom? Nah, I think I'm gonna keep that private for a little while. Maybe later on. For fun. Might share it later on. We'll see. Let me check. Perfect. So if the Gulag has any charts to send in, anything along those lines, drop it in the YouTube chat. Let's see, I have an alert set over here so I don't miss it. And if price starts breaking below here, then I think we're gonna maybe potentially see some counter trend sells to create a deeper pullback. But I wouldn't want to sell into these levels over here. Did you take the GJ trade right after the last 30-minute closed? Yeah, that's right. I took it right as the 30-minute closed. because I knew that there's so much volume in the market. I really didn't expect this new hourly candle to create any sort of top wick. Pretty much I've seen this happen a lot. When you get this such a big rejection, the next candle just goes straight down. And yeah, I secured in the first minute. I secured 10 pips on this first minute candle, and then price started coming back to break even. I didn't have stop loss at break even. I had my stop loss at above this wick over here for -5 pips, -4 pips, and price tapped me in the negative twice, but now it's running smoothly in profits. Master P, look at GJ. Yes, we're looking. Hey, HMFX trading. Hello, hello. Let's see, gold is breaking below this support, looks like, but I'm not sure if I'm interested in sells. I don't think I'm really interested in taking gold sells for today, honestly. We'll see how it forms. Never say never, right? What do I think about GBP CHF? I think it's pretty good if you can understand it. Can I explain GJ sells? Absolutely. Let's see how gold is closing here in 10 minutes. So these GJ sells, very simple, right? If we look on the 30-minute, price came down in London session. It created no form of pullback other than this 15-minute right over here. And once it started pulling back, all we needed to see was a resistance formed. And once this 30-minute closed bearish, we had a resistance formed to take basically the retest of the low, which was like a 20 pip, 30 pip range. Right now running in 25 pip profit. And ultimately, with more volume, we can hit about 50 pips right over there, right at this ultimate target for sells. So it's a very simple analysis. I think everybody in market fluidity should be in this trade. We're about to hit TP for 30 pips. We'll see how it goes once we get there. Gold, I guess it's looking pretty bearish. It wants no form of going up. So we'll see what we can do. Because I saw the daily is really rejecting the previous day's rejection after respecting the lows. So if it's going to start breaking back into this range, then I guess we can call this a fake out, and price, if sells come into play, price can tap into let's say 17.95. So we'll do target if price breaks back in range. Ultimate target buys is 18.20. Funny enough, I managed to catch 18 pips on buys on GJ. Wow, that's crazy, man. Oh wow, and I'm running 35 pips. We're about to get stop loss smacked over here. Let's see if it's going to trigger the... Oh, sorry, stop loss. I meant take profit. We're about to get take profit smacked, and this is where I'm going to close full position right over there at 35 pips profit. Very beautiful, simple trade, I think. Not much more to add to this trade, honestly. It's very self-explanatory. I really don't need to comment anything. Morning, Master P. Can you review this chart? Thanks. Absolutely, Eldwin. Let's take a look at your chart. Let's take a look at Eldwin's chart. .com and remove this S3. 5-minute candle broke below support, entered sells after broke the wicks low, hit TP. Okay, so you entered a sell, let me annotate, right over here if I understand correctly. A sell right over there, let me change this color, right over there. I think that's pretty good. You could have entered also on the close. I think that would have given you a tighter risk to reward. or maybe you entered once it broke this low. That's also possible. But I think, yeah, I think you have a really good entry right over here. Once it broke this low, was really good. It would have been perfect, or even better, to have taken it on the close of this 5 minute, right over here. I think those two options are really, really good options. Very well done. Let's take a look at another chart from TME. Let's add a slash. Delete this. Oh, this is Australian dollar, US dollar. If candle close under and the next candle shows a top wick, it might be a sell. Oh yeah, absolutely. That might be a very good sell. I don't know what's to the left hand side, but this really, really good pattern. I think if it closes below here, you can, with volume, it can definitely create lower lows. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Gold is just melting back into the range. So let's see if we can get some form of maybe a booby trap candle to then break the low and continue down with this volume. Since we missed the initial move down, if this is going to keep moving down, this is the breakout leg, which is like 40 pips. And if we can get a minor retracement, then we can catch the second leg coming down. And likewise, if price does go up, we want to wait for a break above here. But right now, based on the 4 hour, previous 4 hour was bullish. So taking sells is going to be very, very tricky. But we're going to judge it, take it by the ear, see how it forms. Master P, is that a retest from GJ to go bearish, and would a sell stop be advisable? A sell stop at this point would not be advisable because price has already moved so far down that where are you going to place a sell stop, right? There's no real place for you to place a sell stop. Like, yeah, there's really nowhere. I think if you're not in this move right over here on this 30-minute candle, if you're not in it within this 30-minute candle, I think you need to wait. I think you missed the move and you need to wait now for a new opportunity to present itself. So yeah, let's see what gold gives us in the next 3 minutes. Then we're approaching pre-NY. Oh, thank you, Albano Z. We have men like Albano Z in the chat, long-time viewer. Logan White says, Justin Bieber fan. Nah, man. It's a saying, like... Yeah, let's see. So I think, looking at the 30-minute, it's closing like this. It's kind of tapping into this messy area to the left. But let's see if this 5-minute can close weak bullish with a long wick, and then the next candle breaks these lows. That might be the entry for sells. We're going to need to be wary of these supports, but because the 30-minute has clean traffic, they might be ignored. But right now, this candle is a little too strong. If it closes like this, that's way too strong to call it a booby trap candle. So we're going to have to wait. In terms of GJ should ultimately come down to, I think, 150.950. That's a pretty good target. Right now, there's nothing to be done. Price is just melting. So I think we just got to wait. Maybe wait for a retest of this area. Yeah, I think maybe if you get a retest of this area, we can get like a second leg down. But honestly, like I said, if you're not in it from this 30-minute candle, you need to sit back, write in your journal, why did you miss the trade and what can you do next time that such an opportunity presents itself? What can you do to catch it? Some eerie music we have over here. Oh wait, I'm playing the wrong playlist. Oh damn, never mind. That was why it's a little weird music. Jason S, my hair looks absolutely amazing today. Man, Jason S, you're always commenting on people's hair. I see you in Raja's stream as well, commenting on his hair. It's quite funny. The dedication you have to compliment people's hair is fantastic. Hans, where would your SL have been if price started retracing, seeing as the last 30-minute candle is 30 pips? Yeah, that's a really good point. Honestly, from experience, I didn't expect any sort of retracement, but what I was doing to manage risk was basically I had a stop loss above this 5-minute candle, so I think that was about 14, 13 pips. But yeah, I secured at 10 pips in the first minute over here. Basically, price just jumped down in the first minute, hit 10 pips, secured 50%, closed another 50%, and then the other 50% ran to 20 pips. But yeah, if price went in drawdown, would have obviously managed risk. And as we speak, ultimate TP got hit. I think there's still room to come down more, but again, if you're not in it from over here, you've definitely missed the move. I look like a 15-year-old kid without a beard. That's true, I'm pretty young. So right now, in terms of sells for gold, I don't think there's any sells as of right now. You might want to see a resistance formed to right over here. A resistance formed at this resistance to confirm that this is actually a breakdown, that it's actually breaking down, because this could also be a liquidity grab on the 4-hour. It's just grabbing its liquidity to go up. So we really need to wait for some strong confirmation to take sells, but I don't think I'm just more comfortable with buys, so let's see. We do have a booby trap candle on the hourly. Maybe if it breaks this high of the previous week bearish 30-minute, that could be like a potential buy stop entry, but I'm gonna have to see how price is forming once it gets there. What I'm preferably waiting for is even a 5-minute, honestly, with volume. I think a 5-minute candle close above here could be the catalyst for the breakout, the first leg up for New York. We have D-Man in the chat with 32 pips. Amazing, well done. Nice catch. Let's take a look at this chart. I don't know if it's the right chart, but we're gonna find out. Ooh, I think that's a wrong chart. Maybe this needs to be an X. Yeah, that's a wrong chart from Yash in the Gulag. Recommend me some Forex trading books for beginners. I think oh, let me change the YouTube title over here actually. I forgot about the YouTube channel title. Yeah, perfect. NY session. Perfect. So yeah, can I recommend some Forex books for you? I think what I can recommend, I don't have any specific books, but what I can recommend you do is read books on psychology. Don't read books on price action, because the only way you're going to learn price action and market structure and things like that is by actually looking at the charts, coming to the charts every day and putting the time in to, you know, learn the patterns and do all the work that comes along with that. But with psychology, we're humans. We've been the same for the past couple 100,000 years, so that's not going to change all that much. So reading psychology books, that's really, really helpful. But in terms of technical analysis, some books are written like 50 years ago, and you know, that might be a little too outdated in terms of learning a strategy from a book. Are you going to support Italy in the finals? Yeah, they're absolutely gonna support Italy in the finals. I think I don't watch football that much, but I've only seen it when either the Netherlands plays or Italy plays, and the match between Italy and Spain, sheesh, that was a super close match. I think Spain is definitely a worthy opponent. So yeah, gold seems like it's coming back into the range. So very important that we wait for some form of a resistance formed here to confirm that this is actually going down. Previous 5 minute looks like, yeah, it closed with no top wick. So let's see, that might add some probability to form a resistance. But like I said, the probability, there's more probability in buys. Robert Watson. I'm not Luke, by the way, this is Master P. Totally different person. Oh, Albano Z is trading gold. Let's see what his plan for gold is. We got 15-minute buys above this 30-minute resistance. My bias for gold is bullish, but I might sell below this support. Yeah, that's a really, really good idea. Definitely below this support is going to be a much better option, but because the bias is bullish, we expect resistances to break. So I think you can maybe bring this resistance down a little bit to where I have it right over here, which is basically this 5-minute consolidation over here, because once we break above there, then this becomes a wick fill. This becomes the 4-hour wick fill. And once we break the 4-hour high, we can go on to create higher highs towards 1817.500, which would be where this previous hourly candle rejected all the way to the left. So I'm going to mark this down as a possible issue. Let's take a look at black gold chart. We need to add a X slash and then the chart. Don't worry, that's not your fault. I need to get rid of this S3 thingy. Perfect. Eurozar 30-minute chart. Sells as 30-minute closed under the trend line. Ooh, okay. Sells. That's delicate because you took a sell as candle was going up. I mean, I understand what you're doing because you have your trend line and price respected the trend line, so then you expect it to come down, but it's tricky taking a sell as price is going up because you don't know how far up it can go. Like maybe this 30-minute might just create a top wick going here and then close with a body like this, right? So you don't know how far it's gonna wick up before it closes. It might just like go up to your stop loss and then close bearish, and then you're gonna be like, oh, it was a stop hunt. But no, you just didn't wait for candle to close in your direction. But if you know what you're doing, that's perfect. Oh, we got Luke. Let's unmute Luke. I think you can unmute. I allow people to unmute themselves. How do I think you can unmute yourself. People should be able to unmute yourself. Ask to start video, report, allow participants to, oh, let's see now, try now. I think you should be able to unmute yourself now. I'm not sure. If I click more, I don't see the things to send a request. Yeah, so right now, GJ, don't get any FOMO. If you missed this 30-minute candle, you basically missed it. Not much to be done. This 15 minute on gold seems like it's coming back into the range. If this is a fake out, no, the range is only 20 pips, so I think you need to evaluate for yourself. I think if this is a fake out and you see a weak bearish 5-minute candle formed like exactly we see over here, and it breaks the high, then I think you can take buys in this range to come to the resistance. But for me personally, I'm simply just going to wait for like a 5-minute, 15-minute to close above here, and then we can head off to this first target right over here. Because yeah, we got the 15-minute is still open, so right now this could still be a liquidity grab. So we really need to wait for candles to close. Hey, Steve Green, doing good. How are you? Have you caught anything yet? I like your, I saw your trades, by the way. Very good playbook trades you have going on. Let's see, what do you think about Luke Skywalker joining the dark side? I have no clue. I haven't watched Star Wars, so I wouldn't know. First time viewing you here on YouTube. I love the way you mark up and speak yourselves. When are you live? Thanks. Well, so we're live every London session, like 7:30 Central European time, and then every NY session from 12:30 Central European time. I only do the Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Luke covers the rest. So if you're new and you're enjoying the vibes, definitely like and subscribe. That helps us grow, helps us reach more people and share more value. Can I please check Euro JPY for sells? I think we can check Euro JPY. The yen must be very strong if it's causing GJ and Euro JPY to go bearish. Let's see what's going on here. So 4-hour closed strong bearish, just like on GJ. Hey, where'd my thing go? Right over here. So we tapped into this support over here to the left hand side. If we take a look at, let's take a look at the daily actually. Ooh, okay, daily is coming down very bearish. We already tapped into this daily support all the way to the left. So honestly, hey, where can't I draw a line? So honestly, for Euro JPY, I believe these sells have happened. So we tapped the ultimate target. We tapped this ultimate target. We've had 3 days of a bearish run. So honestly, I think these sells have happened. We created, let's take a look on the hourly. We created a low, and if we see a strong resistance, we might retest this low, but I'm not sure if we can continue on selling. We might want to see a deeper pullback because we tapped this very strong resistance or support, I mean. And if we go, if we start breaking lower, then we've got another 50 pip range based on the daily. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, when we have a nice range going down, but I think you're going to be very wary of sells because we already tapped the ultimate target. On GJ, we had still plenty more room to go and tap the ultimate target, which was right over here. We had about, like from my entry, it was about a 50 pip range, so that made perfect sense. On the daily as well, this is a daily target, so I think from this point on we just need to be a little wary of sells, since we might start seeing a deeper pullback. Gold is coming back into this range. Hopefully nobody took sells over here because, as I spoke about, the previous 4-hour closed bullish. So this wick down, this move down, is simply a liquidity grab to grab the orders for it to go bullish. So taking sells within here, it's very, very tricky. It's very, very tricky. So that's why we needed to see very strong confirmation of resistance holding. The live trading lounge is waiting for you to join while you go start your own Zoom. Oh, they're just having their discussion. So I what's this? So yeah, they were just having their own discussion. I didn't want to disrupt, so I just did this other Zoom. They can join in 100%. We have gold on the 5-minute buy limit at OB up 50 pips. Oh, sick. That's pretty sick. You bought support and now you're up 50 pips.
Boy.
Bubba boy, you managed to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
How are you, man?
Yeah, good, good. Been busy.
Perfect. What are you looking for?
Gold buys above this 18, 15, 14 level. So
we have clean traffic to the left, probably to like 20.
Yeah, pretty much. Then the 4-hour can create a higher high and things like that.
Nice. Oh, that's rejecting hard. What time frame was that?
The hourly. This is hourly.
Yeah, that's rejecting.
Yeah,
hard.
true. It broke lower to create like a bottom wick on the 4-hour. Now I think if we can get a close above this level here, which is...
It's pretty much a fake out on the 30-minute.
Yeah, it's a fake out on the 30-minute and already on the 15-minute too.
Damn.
So I think...
You're gonna impulsive buy?
Impulsive, there's an option to buy it impulsively with a buy stop above this hourly high. For me, I'm waiting for at least a 5... I would see it at least a 5-minute close above.
Yeah, makes sense. That's pretty good.
Yeah, true. True. How was London session? I think I didn't tune in.
Yeah, I had a fucked up buy.
Oh, okay.
I was looking in the wrong buys, but that's okay. You can make mistakes.
Yeah, true.
I had the wrong sell. I had a sell.
Oh,
which
sell.
was too. Yeah, it was too early.
Oh, okay. I see.
And I should have been looking for buys because if you look at the actual structure, the lag that it made was the lag to push further up rather than back down.
Yeah, we were respecting the daily low as well. I was looking for...
Yeah, if you look at the previous time frame you were at, like a previous
4-hour?
Yes, yeah. Wait, let me try and annotate.
You're on your phone,
here,
it's tricky.
Here, yeah, here and here. This was making higher high, higher low. Even though this one didn't make a new higher high, it made a new higher low. So
true. Yeah,
selling here was done.
Yeah, I was looking for sells at first when the 4-hour closed. My bias was initially bearish, but then I'm like, well, the range is only like 30 pips, 20 pips until this support over here. So then I'm like, well, maybe the move already happened, and like the lower time frames didn't give any confirmation of sells either. So nothing.
Yeah, but it was also not that smart because if you look at the range, the way it was ranging before the push up, that was just volume coming in. So yeah, it wasn't the smartest thing, but you learn, right?
True, true.
So yeah, I mean, Augustus had some amazing sells
on GJ. I can imagine.
Yeah, on GJ. Yeah.
Yeah, today was a sick day for sells. I didn't do much in London though.
Yeah, you've been sleeping.
Yeah. Well, no, like because this 4-hour closed above this support, so I didn't anticipate I didn't anticipate like the conditions to be this strong. And it moved. It moved in the first 15 minutes at 7:15, and statistically, like this volume time, I haven't seen it move at this time, and there was no signs beforehand either of it moving.
It's been long ago such a big move in London session for real.
True.
And so clean, but I was waiting for a pullback up to sell, resell again, pull back to that latest lower low.
Right over here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. True.
But it started dropping.
Yeah, I was looking at this option, but like I just watched it happen. I wasn't all too comfortable with it, cause yesterday.
Same.
Yeah, cause yesterday, Tuesday, like I had a really good day, but then in New York I gave back the profits, and then the day after, which is yesterday, like there was this confirmation on gold, but I watched the Italy match and I couldn't wake up on time and I missed that. So then I'm like, well, okay. That was my move.
Master P.
Yeah. So after that, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna trade. I'm not really gonna look to trade anymore, because if I had caught this move, then my week would have been done. I would have been like in good profits, so I wasn't looking to trade anymore.
That was a mad move.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't. I wasn't comfortable taking these sells in London. But then, like on the 30-minute right now, we got this sick pullback, so I took these sells. on the 30 minute.
I have to go again. Well, good job, guys, and
Yeah,
success for
absolutely.
today.
We'll see you later on.
Yeah, perfect. I'll maybe tune in later on, if maybe in 1 hour or 2 hours.
Yeah, cool.
See you guys.
We'll see. Take care.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Take care. Ciao. Bye bye boy.
Sheesh. All right. So yeah, this 15-minute closed back inside the range. 30-minute seems like it's closing back as well. For the aggressive people, I think if it's in your plan, this is definitely a potential entry once it breaks this high on the hourly. That's definitely an entry. For me, I'm not going to take this entry with a buy stop. The reason that is because the stop loss, in my opinion, is going to be a little too strong, too big. So I'm going to wait for, say, a 5-minute to close above. And it's also been coming up with no form of pullback just yet, so I wouldn't want to be caught in the pullback. I don't want to hold the pullback, so I'm gonna wait for at least. It depends. If we get a if we get a pullback after tapping this range and pullback and then a 5-minute close above, then I'd wait for the 5-minute to close above here. That'd be pretty good, like this, and then we can catch the first leg up. If we miss the first leg up, then all we have to do is wait for a minor pullback to break the high, and then break the high of that minor pullback right over here, and then we can catch the second leg up. So right now we're breaking highs. I think we're breaking the hourly high as well. Where's that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's, yeah, so we broke the hourly high as well. So I think the buy stop people, they're, let's see, they're likely active. I don't know. Always use a little bit of padding, but right now I'm waiting for a candle to close above. We are also in the last 10 minutes of this hourly candle. And if you guys remember from Tuesday, what did we learn Tuesday? I learned that in the last 10 minutes, well, I didn't learn it, but like it solidified it, that in the last 10 minutes of an hourly candle, gold likes to push. So we might be seeing the last 10-minute push over here. So I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute to close, or once this 5-minute closes, then that might be a possible trading idea. Or once this hourly closes, the first 5-minute of the next hourly can do a little bit of a pullback, and then we break the high and go up. GJ's coming back down. I think very, very tricky to sell GJ at this point. But gold buys, gold still has a lot more room to continue on upwards. Sup, Master P, is it a good idea to enter trades based on a fib? Yeah, I guess it's definitely a good idea. Absolutely. Ooh, so the buy stop people are up about 10 pips on this buy stop over here. I wonder if people took it. Am I Italian? Yeah, I'm Italian, Mohammed Sadiq. Perfect. So we're seeing the first leg up of this breakout right over here. Holy, this 5-minute just just pumped up 19-20 pips. Did anybody take this buy stop in the gulag? Drop a like if you took this buy stop on the hourly high. Yeah, so on your EJ, I mean, it's tricky. If this 15-minute support breaks, then we can definitely retest the lows. That would be the idea for UJ sells below this support. For gold, let's wait. I'm waiting for this hourly to close, and then to form some kind of a minor retracement, weak bearish candle, and then break of the high of a weak bearish candle, and then we can have the second leg up. Wow, look at this. This went up 20 pips in a minute and came back down 20 pips in a minute. So you really gotta have some fast fingers on gold, like some very fast fingers. Fabrizio took a buy and closed very soon at 10 pips. That's amazing. Well done, Fabrizio. You seem a very good trade. be careful, buyers. 4-hour OB still valid. Ooh, okay, okay. We will be careful, sir. Let's take a look at this chart. Let's take a look at Elduin's chart again. This is another chart. If 1 hour candle close below here, next candle retest the zone and come down to break the previous low of a can. This is the 4 hour. Yeah, that's definitely valid, because then you're closing below the low and you can possibly create lower lows. But of course there's always a chance after such a move that you're selling the low. This setup typically works extremely well at the beginning of the move down. Like we see here on the 15 minutes, selling this low, very high probability, because we know that with volume it's going to create, you know, lower lows coming to fill this clean traffic to the left. But over here it's a little bit more risky, but absolutely with volume it can break this support, and then we have clean traffic to the left. So gold, I think gold is the beauty for now. So, oh, wow, okay, yeah, if this, so screenshot this. I would say if we get a candle, if this candle closes exactly weak bearish like this, and the next one breaks the high, we're up, we're going up. That's going to be my buying confirmation. Stop loss is going to be below the low of the previous candle, but it's got to close weak bearish. It's got to close weak bearish. If it closes weak bullish, no bueno, because that indicates weak bullish volume for potentially a retrace. What's your average monthly percentage? I would say about like anywhere between 5 to 10% is pretty good. Why do I trade GJ and not GU? I don't know, I like GJ, I guess. I started with GJ. When should we tighten stop losses? When price has gone in profits, I would say you can start trailing your stop losses. So like if you're in this sell, then you can trade your stop loss to below this low, and then once this candle closed or the next one closed, you could trail the stop loss below that high, and then soon below this high. But when you should tighten it, I would say, for example, in this trade, my initial stop loss was up here for like 13 pips stop loss. Price went in profit, went 10 pips in profit, secured 50%, and once I secured, you know, I brought the stop loss above this high over here. If we look on the 1 minute, I brought it somewhere above. I don't quite remember. I think I just had it minus 5 pips, and then once this candle started breaking the lows, I'm like, perfect. I brought the stop loss even tighter to like minus 3 pips, and it never really got stopped out, and then the rest of my position ran nicely. Oh dear, gold is just is shooting upwards. So I hope somebody took this buy stop above this hourly high. That was an amazing confirmation. Well done. A little too aggressive for my taste, because I wasn't sure of the stop loss. I think stop loss could have easily been below this 5-minute candle for minus 16 pips, and you'd be running in 35 pip profit. That's pretty sick. Gold is moving higher without retest. No worries, man. It'll be fine. Oh wow, somebody made their first profitable trade. Well done, Mohammed. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You made 1.6 euros. That's awesome. Pretty soon you're gonna make 160 euros, and then 1.6 thousand, and so forth. So we have this hourly candle closing in 20 seconds on gold. If it can first create a top wick down and then start going up, that'd be very handy. That'd be very beneficial. And that top wick down, what would be even better is if that top wick down on the hourly would be represented by a weak bearish 5 Hey, we got 27 in the Zoom with your mic on. How are you, 27? All right, so let's see what this candle brings. Perfect. So we're seeing a bottom wick on the hourly. Because it's coming down with no top wick, honestly, I think we're gonna need to see if it flips bullish. Could be a potential idea after grabbing these orders, or if the 5-minute just closes weak bearish with no top wick and breaks the high, that'd be amazing. And as you can see, if you guys are in the buy stops over here, this is the first target we had, the first possible issue, and you can see prices rejecting that first possible issue. So let's see, we're either gonna come down to create a support and retest the highs, or just keep moving up in this, you know, bullish fashion like this. What did I say then? Someone's mic made it hard to hear. Oh, I've got no idea. What did I just say? I don't know. I forgot what I was talking about when the guy came on with his mic. I think I was talking about gold if you get the flip bullish, maybe. Can you check? Can you check 4 hour? You can see there is an order block and also the XY retesting. Oh yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Order blocks are cool. Well, with volume, I think we can keep going forward. That's why this is a possible issue, because if you look left, this is where the 4 hours started rejecting, and if you take a look left, we see on the hourly, this is where the first rejection is, and then we have clean traffic. And the previous 4 hour also closed bullish, so with volume, this current 4 hour can also continue bullish. We'll need to see. Someone's only looking for sells depending on DXY. Okay, so you're gonna just go by my comment and not answer. Oh, I don't know what your comment was, Mr. Chico Sauv 10. There's plenty of comments. I don't read them all. Let me see if I can find your comment again. No, man, I don't know. You're gonna have to post it again. I don't know what you commented. Oh, yo, you're gonna start your own Zoom and ain't hop on Luke. Like I said, man, the guys were having their talk. I didn't want to disturb, so I just sent in my own link. You guys can just join in through the new link, right? It's not prohibited by anything. Did you catch that sell on GJ? Yeah, I caught this sell from the 30-minute right over here. I tried to leave position running, but I secured 50% at 10 pips. I closed another 50% at break even because price came back all the way, and then the rest ran. So I'm really practicing to leave positions running this month. So am I gonna take buys on gold now? Nope, because this 5-minute is closing way too strong. So if the next one breaks the high, it's a little too strong for a booby trap candle, isn't it? Let me show you guys a perfect example of a booby trap candle. think right over here, this was a trade I took on Tuesday. Price came up, weak bearish candle after breaking above the resistance. This was the first leg up, but as you can see, very hard to catch this leg up because you have resistance, you're not quite sure if it's gonna keep moving up, so you wait for it to close above and then you catch the second leg up. But look at how weak this candle closed, and then look at how strong this candle is closing, right? I missed the trade in the London session. That's perfectly fine, man. I missed it too. I didn't even trade London. I only observed London this session, for this session. This is my first trade since Tuesday. Yeah, since Tuesday. First trade. On Euro JPY, if you break this support, then you can say that we're gonna retest the lows. But right now, because we tapped into daily support already, I'm not so convinced, I'm not so sure about how much downside we have. But there's absolutely this range over here, which is about 11 to 20 pips. Had a losing streak recently, so not got much confidence. Risked 0.3% on gold and made 0.5%. Wish I took my normal 1.2% risk, but happy to be back on the winning corner. That's amazing, yeah. I think a form of risk management as well is identifying that you're in a losing streak or losing period and then dialing back your risk. And then as you're in a winning streak, then you increase your risk. There is a booby trap candle, weak bearish on the hourly for gold. It has also collect. Yeah, exactly. This hourly candle here on gold was also a booby trap candle, because as you can see, it closed above this resistance breakout, but you're not going to take it over here because it's already moved up, so you need to wait for some sign of retracement. This candle closed weak bearish, indicating low bearish volume. The next candle grabbed all these orders, creating the low of the 4 hour, and then came up to break this high. And I mentioned, you know, for the risky people, if you guys want to use buy stops, then this is the place to have a buy stop with potentially a stop loss at the flip of the hourly, and that worked out quite nicely. So let's observe how price behaves over here as it starts to break this high. I'm not going to be in it because this candle is a little too strong. So what I'm going to do is wait for the 15 to close weak bearish and then break of the 15 high to continue on upwards. But if price just breaks this high and shoots up in one fell candle, then it is what it is. On GJ, do I think it can fill the bottom wick of the previous hourly candle? Yeah, that's a potential. That is a potential, but I think that's a potential for your runner to continue running rather than you taking a new trade, because if you look at the 15 minute, the support is only 8 pips away. After tapping a daily support. Will gold do a new high? Yeah, it already did a new high. I think it can continue creating new highs until at least 1820. So we've got a good 20 pip range, 23 pip range above that. But let's see. Do you think the 1 hour, the price break, testing to go up, break the high of the previous hour for higher price? I'm assuming you mean on gold. I think, yeah, if the hourly also breaks this previous high after grabbing all this liquidity, there's definitely options to continue higher. But then that's up to your own trading plan to see, because we can all agree that in the short term, in the next hourly, there's going to be a move up to around 1820. That's very high probability. But now we need to assess for ourselves, and based on our own experience and our own playbook, how do we want to execute on that? So some people, they would execute based on their plan a buy stop above this high. Others would wait for this candle to close and take it like based on the candle close. Others would wait for the high to break. For me, I'd wait for a weak bearish 5 minute or 15 minute to break the high and then go up. Yeah, indeed, the booby trap was on the hourly time frame. But then your stops are, of course, wider than, say, on a 5-minute. So let's see where this 15-minute candle closes. If it can close weak bearish, as it is right now, then the break of the high would be pretty good, I would say. Ooh, he says, "Hey Fahad, here's my setup and what I should look out for." Let's take a look, I guess. I don't know if it's meant for me, but waiting for candle to close below here for a sell below here, waiting for retrace to sell. Yeah, it makes sense. I like it. You need your own YouTube channel. It's crazy you're running someone else's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think in life I'm too consistent to run my own streams. You know, sometimes I'm here in the Netherlands, other times I'm in Italy, other times I'm still in the Netherlands, but a different part. So I don't think I can have the consistency to come in every morning and do a live stream. We got 3 minutes left for this 15 to close. Hopefully it can close weak bearish, because right now if it flips bullish, so for the people that are going to take it on the bullish flip, then a logical stop loss would be below this 5 minute. That would be your best option for a stop loss. On the 1 minute, you could do it below, yeah, this structure is the best, just below the 5 minute low, right over here. But for me, I really want to see this candle close weak bearish, as it is right now, in 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and then break the high, which would cause the 30 minute to start flipping bullish in the second half. And if you think about it, if it's flipping bullish in the second half after grabbing these orders in the first half of the candle, then it just makes sense for price to create, you know, like a bullish body like this. And then just like this, and then this is just a wick down, you know. And then we're gonna grab the move from here to here. That's gonna be a good 20-30 pips and call it a day, after grabbing, you know, a good 35 pips on GJ as well. I sound much wiser than my age. That's true. A lot of my friends, they're in their 30s. I'm turning 20. A lot of my friends are in their 30s. They have kids, families, and I'm just here. And so I picked up a lot of things from them, I guess. How can I get rid of my analysis paralysis before taking a trade and regret after taking a trade? So how do you deal with analysis paralysis? I think if you understand what you're looking for and the confirmations you're looking for, then there is no analysis paralysis, because you're like, I need to see this. I either see it or I don't. For example, right here, I see a setup, right? If this 15 minute closes weak bearish, as it is right now, and then the next one breaks the high, that's a setup. There's nothing to analyze, overanalyze. Like, then I just need to ask myself, you know, is there enough range to secure 10-20 pips? Is there enough volume for price to give me 10-20 pips? Does the higher time frame make sense to continue moving upwards? And then once you can answer those questions, then yeah, there's no analysis paralysis. It's like being a pilot. When you're flying a plane, you don't have analysis paralysis. You just go to your checklist. You're like, okay, we need enough fuel. We need the gauges to work right. This and that. I have no clue what they look for. And then if everything checks off, they go fly. If it doesn't, then they don't fly. So this 15-minute candle is closing in 30 seconds. And honestly, I like the way it's closing. So I think if it breaks the high at, let's say, let me check the exact price. So the high is at 17.43. The spread right now is 1.5. So I think if we can get an entry around 17.60, that would be a pretty good entry. Stop loss will be like maybe 15 pips. And then we can go on upwards. And Up, up, and away. So let's see how this candle starts to form before it breaks the high. I think if it, yeah, I'm happy even if it breaks the high with no bottom wick. I'd be happy because the 30-minute created this massive bottom wick, so it's okay if the 15 doesn't have one. Let's put on the money song. Let's do the money song. It's time for the money song. Let's go. It's always so hard to find. Like, I need to... Yeah, here we go. Hear the noise. Personal question. Do I have a girlfriend? That's delicate. Let's not talk about that. How did you work on your discipline? Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna answer that in a second. I'm gonna answer how do you work on your discipline in a second after we either go up or go down. We're gonna see how things shape out. So what I'm gonna do is just have a buy stop in place, honestly. Yeah, so I just have a buy stop in place at 17,600 because I'm a little too lazy to wait for this candle to break the high and then press the trigger. Since I might miss it, I might be distracted with something else, I might get a bad entry. So I have a buy stop. Did I say sell stop? I meant I have a buy stop right over here. Right over here, stop loss is right at the flip. But yeah, this is an impulse entry, but I just put a buy stop just because, you know, I want to make sure I secure the price I want to have. Gold will probably go up at NY Open. Not yet. That's true. That's true. It could. It could, but based on how this hourly is forming, if it does flip bullish, then it's gonna go up right at the once it flipped. But at the same time, I'm aware of where we are in the market, and I know that the upside, that there's definitely some issues to the left for the upside. So in the meantime, I guess I can answer the question on discipline, or let's actually wait a little bit longer to see how this candle shapes up. I don't mind if it grabs the orders, because if we look, so I know somebody's gonna ask, oh, if it breaks the low, is that a bad thing? Like, all we have to do is look at the chart, right? What did the chart do here? This is the exact same setup. And how did the chart behave? It broke the low in the first half, and then towards the last half, the second half, it started coming up and break the high. The 4-hour had flipped bullish at that point as well, and then it broke the high and went up. So it's totally fine if it breaks this low. We're seeing the exact same pattern, right? So yeah, honestly, I think I could have had a buy stop above here. That's something I'm gonna note down because it happened in the last 10 minutes. And for the people that were there last Tuesday, let's go to last Tuesday. This is Wednesday, Tuesday, right over here in New York session. Right over here, it was on the 15. So this is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, right over here. Yeah, right over here, this 15-minute candle closed above this resistance I had marked, and it happened in the last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes of the hourly candle, right before NY Open, and yeah, it basically shot up a lot. So that's what we learned together as a group, is that in the last 10-15 minutes of an hourly candle, gold moves a lot, and this move happened over here if you look at the time, in the exact last 10 minutes. Wait for retest at 1810. 1810, that's far off. I'm just gonna wait for this candle to flip bullish. Price already retested 1810. So like if it retests 1810 again, then it's ranging, my man. So how did I work on my discipline? I think that's a very interesting question to ask, because I think discipline is subjective. If you ask somebody, how do you have the discipline to not get drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning, then they're gonna be like, well, what are you talking about? I just don't do that. You know, I don't. It requires zero discipline for me to not drink in the morning, or for me to smoke a cigarette if you don't smoke. And the same goes in trading. How do you have the discipline to not over trade? How do you have the discipline to not over leverage? It's simple. Do you see yourself as a professional trader? Like, are you really serious about making it a living? If you are really serious about it, then it should require zero discipline to not over trade or over leverage, because that's not what will give you success. That's not what that's not just not going to work out. So then it requires zero discipline in those those things. If you get buy stop, how many pips max will you risk? About 10 to 15 pips max. My stop loss would be right over here. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm not in the trade, but this is gonna mark down my buy stop, and my stop loss is gonna be like at the flip, right over here. So I guess 12 pips, and then my target, I'm gonna just see if I can hold everything to like 18 pips, 17 pips. So this is like pretty much what I'm looking for with my buy stop right over here. Pretty much something along these lines, with a buy stop right at 1817.60. Stop loss is at the flip, and then take profit 18 pips. Let's do like 17 and a half, and I'll secure full positions. Or let's 15, 16 pips. I would do 15. That's a little over 1-to-1, and I can hold easily to 15 pips full position. And these were the sells on GJ, some banger sells. So it's about fully understanding and accepting the fundamental truths. Yeah, it's about understanding the fundamental truths, but also just knowing yourself, and if you're really serious, if it's something you really want to do. Unemployment claims at 8:30 EDT. Gold should move around at that time. Oh yeah, that's true. It's Thursday, so we have unemployment claims. I think we're looking at good numbers for the USD, so technically gold could go down, since it's good numbers for the USD, but that's in an hour, and in an hour's time, so I think we can get some good moves before that. You know, if this 30-minute also closes with no top wick, and then the next one breaks the high, that's going to be even better, because then we're breaking the high, or we're flipping bullish in the second half of the hourly candle. If we look at this hourly candle, the previous one over here, before it broke the high, it spent like it basically broke the high in the last 15 minutes, and that's where the move happened. But other than that, before that, the previous 15-minute candles, they all went down to grab orders, and then it started coming up in the second half, and then break the high, and boom. So I'm gonna delete this possible issue right over here, and just leave it at that. Yeah, so we see the resistance created on the 15-minute, but as I mentioned, the range is lacking, so it's delicate. Ooh. We have some news coming in. ECB, the European Central Bank, we acknowledge that incorporating expenses related. Oh, okay, so this should affect the euro mainly. ECB sets a 2% inflation objective. That's crazy. It's mad. Yeah, price never broke below this support as well, so then we can't say that it's gonna come down to retest this low, because we tested the daily support, and yeah, this is where we start rejecting. Could we see a NY correction of this bullish move? I mean, if it corrects, then this becomes a fake out, and we're just gonna be ranging, right? But yeah, I mean, price has been going up for how many days now? Like 8 business days. So yeah, we could definitely see a correction. But right now we're respecting supports, we're breaking highs. So overall, it's still pretty bullish. Gamer Craving is crying about something. I probably missed a comment. Oh, my favorite. Master P is ignoring my charts. Oh dear. Where are your charts, Gamer Craving? Let me take a look at it. I don't see it. Send it again, Gamer Craving, and I'll see your chart this time. Adi DE is asking, and how much confident are you in that trade if buy stop is triggered? Maybe in percentage? My confidence level, if this buy stop it gets triggered, well, it depends how this 30-minute closes. If it closes like this, back inside this, below this support, then honestly I'm just gonna close it, because then it doesn't. I'm gonna delete the buy stop and see how price moves. So then my confidence would be pretty low. But if we had just went up and flipped bullish, my confidence would have been 80%. Since this trade, this pattern over here, for me, it's a very, very, very high probability pattern. One of my favorites. So yeah, Marnus, I have the live chat active, no worries. Yeah, so at this point, it looks like the 30-minute is gonna close back inside the range, so I'm probably gonna delete. I'm gonna delete this buy stop. So it didn't get triggered. No harm, no foul. And yeah, this reminds me actually of a day on GJ where price did a fake out to the downside. It broke up and then it started closing back in the range again, and like everybody got fucked. The sellers got screwed, the buyers got screwed. So this looks exactly the same situation here on the 30-minute. Broke below, closed back above. Broke above, closed back below. Crazy. So yeah, at this point we're just really ranging. All we've done is essentially make the range bigger. That's about it. Maybe he sells below 1808. 1808. Yeah, exactly. I think 1808. Below there. Or if this is a fake out, then we can look for sells coming down to the support. Since this is a 40 pip range, we can easily secure 10, 20 pips, and this move up printed this clean traffic going up. Holy, that's about 110 pip move. Crazy. Gold is absolutely nuts here. So yeah, if this is a fake out and this 30-minute does close back below this zone, then I think we can start looking for a trade to come down to this support. We're gonna have to see. About discipline, yeah, I answered that question about your the discipline. I think you need to go back in the YouTube. I basically mentioned that if you see yourself as a successful trader, it should require zero discipline to not overtrade, not over risk, or take the wrong trade and things like that. But yeah, right now taking a sell, it's tricky because we have these issues as well that we're closing above. We're closing below the most recent, the highest resistance, but we still have some minor issues to the left. So we're gonna have to wait for like maybe, I would say maybe a retest of this zone, resistance formed over here to go down, or price to go down and print like a booby trap candle to continue on down. Oh, you missed it? No worries. It's okay. Oh, are you free from financial burden now due to trading? That is the 6th time I have asked, lol. Well, I mean, I have multiple incomes, like any business person should. So I would say, yeah. So 30-minute closed below. I think it's closing pretty good. If we can get a nice top wick, that'd be a pretty good opportunity. Let's see what we can make out of this. Hey, Master P, you have your buy stop at 18.18? No. No, I don't. I cancelled it. And it wasn't at 18.18, it was at 17.6. Retest 18.10, 18.11. Man, you guys wait a lot of retests. When price was up here, you're waiting for a retest down here. Now price is down here, and you wait for retest up here. I think with a lot of volume, price doesn't do retests. Hey, Backfa, doing good. Hope you're doing good too. That money song is unlucky. I don't know. I think the statistics on the money song are overall net positive, from what I've been counting. We've had like two wins and 1 loss on it. So overall, I think it's a pretty good probability when the song is playing. ECB news just released. Hope it sets the right direction for gold. Oh, we have a ECB. I don't know how that will set the direction for gold, since it's ECB is the European Central Bank. And it's not released yet. So there's the monetary policy meeting, but that's a meeting, not a news event. So I don't know. I don't think that should affect the gold all too much. So let's see if this 5-minute closes weak bullish as it is right now, and then breaks the low, breaks the 30-minute low. That'll be pretty good. So if this is a fake out. 1 second, I'll be right back. Can I please check Euro USD? You sold at 1 flat and then I market reverse. Do you think I still have a chance, or I close with loss? Man, I can already tell you when Euro USD was at 1.0000, sheesh. That's a long time ago. You're in some 2000 pip drawdown or something. That was like last year in Corona struck that Euro USD was at the parity level. It's called when a pair is at 1-to-1. That's called parity. But yeah, 1.00. I think you're trolling with that, but 1.000 was a long time ago, man. That's like, what's that? I think 2000, 1800 pip drawdown. Crazy, man. If price breaks above previous 5-minute candle, there looks like clean traffic up to 1860. Would you enter a buy? Previous 5-minute candle? Well, potentially. It's working out so far. I wouldn't, because I'm not in it. I would wait for this hourly to flip. But I think at this point it's pretty tricky to wait for the hourly to flip, because like, where's the stop loss gonna be? That's gonna be a little tricky to figure that out. We're gonna have to get very creative with that. Oh, it's typing mistake. Okay, you're in 1.1816. Okay, let's see how this candle closes. So we are at This is the first 5 minute of this new 30-minute candle. It's retracing upwards quite a bit. I still think if it breaks the high at 1817.60, that's still a pretty good opportunity to continue on going upwards. The only thing is the stop loss placement is going to be very, very creative. I think you guys are going to have to get very creative with that, but we're going to take a look. Let's take a look at 1.1816. So you were in a buy, a sell. I think you said sell. Let me check. I sold at 1816. That's like, yeah, you should close, man. It's going up. It's going up. You should close. Yeah, it tapped into here. It broke the daily high. You're in a pretty bad sell. So let's see what's gold gonna do. If it's gonna do a fake out, oh dear. I think when you don't have a lot of money in your account, it's hard to have discipline because you just think to compound the account. That's also true. I think, yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people start with like a low account of like maybe a few €100, a few €1,000, and they see other people making, you know, like $1,000 a day, and they're like, man, I want to do that too. But they don't realize that you need to grind your way up. And then that's where over-risking comes from. How often do I look at DXY? Never. Never looked at DXY. Why don't people with a small account use that money to get funded? Well, why would you do that? Like, if you can only afford to trade a €500 account, why on earth would you give that €500 to somebody else to only trade with them for like maybe 3 months, a month? That's pretty stupid. Then every month, what, you're gonna pay them €500 for their funding challenge? Just get consistent on the €500 account, and then see if you can pay that challenge with the profits you've made on the €500. Then you can say, okay, I've earned the ability to trade on a funded account. What lot size would you use for a €2,000 account with 100-to-1 leverage? 1 or 2%, so 0.20 cents to 0.30-40 cents would be pretty good. How many minutes more for NY Open? Any ideas on hourly chart? We've got about 21 more minutes to go for the NY Open. Basically, when this hourly closes, it's gonna be NY Open. And any ideas? Yeah, right now we're looking at potential sells if price starts closing weak bearish below this resistance, since the previous 30-minute did a fake out. And if this is a fake out, then price should at least tap into support, and that's a 40 pip range. So I think the probability to catch 10, 20 pips is very, very high in this range. So let's see how it forms. I think at this point there are two options. You either wait for a weak bullish candle to form and then break of the low of the weak bullish candle, or break of the previous 30-minute candle low. Since gold has a lot of volume, that this 15-minute has 5 minutes left to close, and the next 5-minute could just print like this. that I wouldn't be surprised. So I think that becomes up to you and how you want to execute on that. I think since I already booked profits on GJ sells right over here, took about 35 pips, I'm gonna be more cautious with gold and wait for this 15 minute to close weak bearish below these levels. I mean weak bullish below this level, and then I'm gonna take a sell at the break of the low. If you have limited funds, learn with demo account. Exactly. I think every beginner, when you're starting a new strategy, first thing you need to do is read about the strategy, understand the nuances. You know, go, maybe you're trading a different strategy with a mentor, go take a look at your mentor's database, you know, their course, any you know, sort of tool that can help you understand the strategy better. Then secondly, you need to simulate it. You need to go on a simulator and simulate, you know, data, gather data, understand how to draw the zones, understand, you know, how the strategy behaves, roughly what to look for. And once you've simulated, then move over to a demo account and collect some real data, you know, take some demo trades. Once you feel confident with those demo trades, then open up a small account and then see how it goes from the small account. But a lot of people, when they start a new strategy, they just go with a live account right away and be like, oh, it's gonna be easy. They don't simulate, they don't backtest, they don't gather data, they just start a new strategy and do that. So we got this 15-minute candle closing in 3 minutes. Let's see how it closes. Such a delicate situation right now on gold. It's doing fake outs everywhere, left and right. Fake out here, fake out here, fake out here if this candle closes back above. Just nuts. So yeah, we're gonna wait for this trade, for this candle to close weak bearish, break this low, and continue on down. Ooh, what's my IG? Ooh, good question. Let me bring up my IG Instagram. So this is my IG over here. Right over here. That's my name. I'll post the Instagram link to you guys in the gulag. If you guys want to see some content, I try to post quite a bit. There's going to be a lot more coming. I'm going to have a collab with this content creator, and he's going to help me out post some nice content. We're also almost at 2,000, so let's see if we can get 2,000. That'd be pretty sick. I'll post the link in the YouTube chat for the people that want to follow. Yeah, so I like the way this 15-minute is looking like right now. If we can close like this, the next 15-minute breaks the low, that would be pretty good. Then I would be in a sell, yeah. So I'm gonna get my magic keys ready for this opportunity. If it closes above, then there's no sells. There's no sells if it closes above, for me. So tricky. It can really go either way. If it closes weak bearish below here and breaks the low, then it's going down. If it closes strong bullish above here, then it might retest the lows. So such a tricky situation right now. We just gotta wait on the candle to close in 1 minute. So I guess it's time for the money song again. Let's do that. Let's bring those vibes. Alright, let's get those money song vibes. So now, because the 30-minute already created a top wick, if the 15-minute breaks the low with no top wick, I'm gonna be totally okay with that. This is being fluid in the market. You also don't answer in IG? Oh, I answer all my DMs in Instagram. I might be a day or two late, but I always answer every DM. Alright, 15-minute going up, creating a small top wick. If it breaks the low, we're going to be pretty good for sells. The stop loss is going to be about 10-11 pips. This is going to be executed manually, so not with a sell stop. Hello, is the land for buying or selling? What? Is the land for buying or selling? I don't know, man. We're not trading land over here. He's like, can we buy this real estate and sell the other real estate? I'm not sure what you mean with land. I'm probably missing some information, but I don't know. Hedging land against gravity. Amazing. So yeah, nice. We created a nice little top wick, so that adds a little bit more confluence if we do break the low. Since then there's no worries if this candle is gonna flip bullish to create a top wick. And the 30-minute still looking like this. Hourly still looking like this. 4-hour doesn't know where he wants to go at this point. Is breaking the previous bullish candle suitable, or would the previous bearish be stronger? Well, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to execute at the break of this low or the break of the 30-minute low, that's all up to you. I think if it breaks this low, then it's heading down to break this low anyway, so then you get like a 2-pip better entry. But yeah, it's a possibility that price breaks this low and then doesn't break that low and rejects. That's can also be, so it's up to you. Right now, no trade because price is just going up. We don't know if it's going up to grab orders or to retest the highs and flip the hourly bullish. How's GJ doing right over here? GJ has pretty much established a range. So I honestly wouldn't touch GJ anymore, neither to the downside or upside. Because we're at a very delicate daily level over here. So the move is done. It's finished. Like, that was it. That was the analysis, was to tap into this daily level. We pretty much tapped it, and so that's done. There's like, anything else is forcing a trade, I would say. You're really forcing it. Unless it's buys to retrace back up, but that's a little too early. Like, it's not going to tap this level and then boom, go straight up in the next hour. That's going to take, you know, at least like 1 4-hour candle or 2 4-hour candles to really formulate the structure you need to go do a pullback. So you might see maybe tomorrow, Friday, we might pull back, since it's also the weekly close. So we might pull back anywhere within this wick. So we played the money song, but the money song didn't trigger any trade. So next time we're going to wait until we're in the trade to play the money song. What's a good simulator to use? There's Soft for FX, and then there's Forex Tester. Either one of those two are pretty good. I'd recommend Soft for FX. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Works with MetaTrader 4. So yeah, alternatively, maybe price just created a support over here to retest the highs, but it's very difficult, very tricky price action today. Isn't simulator just replay mode on TradingView? Yeah, but on TradingView you only see the candle once it closes. You don't see how it forms, so you can't really take impulse entries. But on software effects you can see it tick by tick. That looks more like a retest rather than a fake out on gold 15 minute. That's true. It can go either way really. Because that stop loss would have been 9-10 pips. Ooh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Yeah, perfect. Are you have any YouTube channel? No, I don't have YouTube channel. Do you use standing desk? Yeah, I'm actually at a standing desk. That's why I'm moving around so much. What software are you using in simulation? You can use Soft4FX with, it works with MT4. Yeah, looks, oh yeah. So yeah, let's see where this hourly closes. It's really playing games at this point. Did you start with Raja? Yeah, I started my scalping journey with Raja. Yeah, but I've swing traded, I've day traded, the whole 9 yards. What I've seen lately with gold is that NY Open we get a push, but the bigger push happens at NYSE Open. That's also true, very true. Oh, can I explain a little bit more of the simulator software? I don't use it as I've never heard it before. Thanks in advance. Yeah, how can I explain? I mean, it's basically just like, maybe I can open it, probably not. Like, it's just Soft4FX. So if you go to like Soft4FX simulator, you can basically just, there's also many like videos online of it, but you can basically just simulate the market. So you can choose how fast the candles move, you can skip it by the candles, enter trades and things like that. It's pretty handy. What time frames are you using? I want to follow you from today. Oh, that's cool. Well, I use every time frame from the daily down to the 5 minute. So I try to combine them all like puzzle pieces. Can you please explain a bit about GJ? Yeah, let's see about a little bit on GJ. I mentioned before that it's just ranging at this point. It's really much ranging, and the reason that is because the move on the daily time frame has come to a completion. This was the move for today to come down to this support, and that's about, from the break of that low, 120 pips. So if we take a look at these huge moves that have happened lately, this is about 150 pip. This sell over here is about 130 pip. This huge bullish candle over here is about 150 pips. And let's just do this last one. Bullish candle is about 140 pips. So now if we measure this daily candle, it's about 150 pips, right? So if we take a look at price action, the typical day pushes, you know, a really strong day on GJ, it pushes anywhere between 130 to 150 pips. So if this candle has already pushed 150 pips, what do you think the probabilities is that it still has the strength to break below this daily support and push another 100 pips, right? Pretty low. So At this point, if you didn't take, if you're not already in a sell and you have a runner running, there's nothing for you to do on GJ. I think you need to sit back, wait for tomorrow, and see what tomorrow brings. What does aggro day mean? It means a day that you can be aggressive with your entries. You can take those impulse entries. You can maybe take a little bit more than 1 or 2 trades, you know, leverage the profits you've made. So it's just a day that you can be aggressive in. You keep saying the move is done. NY and NYSE isn't open yet. Won't they take trades? Yeah, but then you need to think, are the NYSE traders going to sell down here? I don't think so. Like if NY, when NY opens, NYSE opens, I think it might retrace rather than continue down. But I mean, it can still continue down, and at that point then you need a break below here, and then you have clean traffic until at least here, which is about another 50 pip range. So then at that point you have a 200 pip daily candle. So you need to evaluate the probabilities and score the situation with your own, you know, criterias. But it's possible. It is still printing bearish volume and bearish market structure, and we only have more volume coming in, so it can still definitely come down. But yeah, I wouldn't take any more sells. How significant do you think the unemployment claims news will affect gold? Well, I've been looking at unemployment news for quite a while now that I've been doing the NY streams, and it doesn't have a huge impact. Like, the only major impact I've seen is when the numbers come out completely different than expected. Hold on, I'll get some water over here. Alright, I see gold is rejecting the bullish momentum. Yeah, hourly basically just did a fake out as well. It never flipped bullish. So I would say, let's see how this 15-minute closes, and if we break the 30-minute low, that can be an entry, I think. Yeah, I've seen these 2 bullish candles happen a lot. Sort of happened here on, was it the hourly? Yeah. Well, you see like this rejection, next one just goes down. So we might be seeing that over here. Basically what it's doing, what I'm visualizing is this. We basically came down, created a low, came up, and it's now starting to come down. So it's getting ready to maybe create a lower low coming down to here. That's what it seems like if this is a fake out. So I'm gonna see if it can create a top, if the new hourly can first create a top wick before it starts breaking these lows, then I'm looking for sells. I'll be entering sell. Yeah, we got this hourly thing support over here. So with volume, I think we should drive past that and mirror these clean candles to the left. Since the 5-minute support is being created right over here, slightly above. We got 9 seconds to go. Let's see what we get. what opportunities present themselves over here. So for me to enter a sell at the break of this low, it first needs a top wick. So now if it breaks the low, that'd be somewhat better. Let's see the 5 minute, that'd be right over here. So this is NY open as well, so we do have a lot of volume. Let's see what we get. So 1830, 13.60, that's gonna be the price to break for sells right about now. So I'm in a sell. I'm in a sell. Let's show the whole gulag over here for fun. Running in a sell. If price starts to flip bullish, gonna manage risk at the flipping point. And with volume, we should fill this hourly wick and come down further into this range over here. Ooh, wow, up 5 pips. So let's tighten this stop loss a little bit. Up 5-6 pips. So yeah, pretty sick trade. I mean, we have clean candle to the left. If we can ignore this support with NY open volume, then I think it's a pretty good idea for price to keep coming down. So let me think about my take profit later. Take profit, wow, I don't know, tricky. Let's see, where can I manage risk if price starts going against me? I think if it starts, yeah, flipping bullish right now, it did go like 6, 7, 8, even 8 pips in profit. So if it starts sort of coming back to break even, I'm gonna really manage that risk situation. Stop loss is about 10 pips. Now is time for the money song, guys. Now we get the money song. Let's go. We're in the first, what is this? First 2-3 minutes of NY open. So let's see if it's either gonna reject or come down. So yeah, entry is pretty much 1360. Yeah, so this is where I closed my risk, 75% of my position, because I don't want price to reject this hourly support over here. So where I managed risk, let's see if we can continue pushing down. If we flip bullish, I'm going to manage risk even more. Master P, with this against the trend? Yes, this is against the overall trend. You're right. So yeah, we're 3 minutes into the open, so this was a really quick trade. I think I executed on the first minute, yeah. Now the whole gulag is quiet, nobody is typing, they're all in a trade. So let's see, once it breaks this 1 minute high, I'm just gonna close full position, because by now it should have moved already. I really don't want it to respect this hourly support it's at. Let's see, so if it breaks like 18.14, I'm gonna get out and it's gonna be like 2 pip loss, 1 pip loss. So yeah, this is where I use all time frames. So you see, like, I'm looking at the 1 minute to manage my risk, not because of FOMO or anything, but just because there's no structure on the 5 minute. Like on the 5 minute, the only risk I can manage is up here, but I already know if the 1 minute starts breaking these highs, it's gonna move up there. So there's no point. But you need a lot of experience first before you can look at the 5 minute and 1 minute and things like that. So let's see, where would a good 4-hour target be? I'm questioning whether I should set TP at this support or this support. That's my main question right now. That'd be 25 pips. This would be 40 pips. I'm gonna set TP at 40 pips and close 50% at 20. Something like this. Do 50% or 65% set. So yeah, I closed 75% at break even just because, you know, it's a risky trade, but overall I think it's pretty good. At 10 pips, gonna move stop loss to break even and things like that. So yeah, so right about now I'm gonna just put stop loss at break even, and this is a risk-free trade. Let's see if it can run down to 20 pips and hit the partial TP number 1. So this is a live account, by the way. I'm just blocking the account number. I've heard some stories, so the money song worked this time. So we're 3 for 1, 3 wins, 1 loss on the money song, as far as I've been counting. I don't know about you guys. So yeah, let's see GJ. Oh wow, GJ is moving down more as well. That's pretty cool. That's crazy. That's crazy. I guess today's gonna be a 200 pip candle. Just nuts. Just took 14 pips on GJ, easy 2-minute move. Nice. So let's see if gold can continue moving down or stop me out at break even. So yeah, this is just being fluid with the market. At first looking for buys above here, then candle started printing against us, closing back in the range. We're like, okay, let's manage the situation and take and look for sells. So I already closed majority at break even after it hit about 8-9 pips profit on the first go. Like right over here in the first 2 minutes it went 8 pips in profit, closed at break even at 1 pip, price went 3-4 pips in drawdown, and then came down and now stopping me out at break even. But hopefully you guys secured some profits at 10 pips, 13 pips, so that was still pretty good. Gold sell put me at a loss. Oh, why are you at a loss, man? It went 13-14 pips in profit. How'd you take a loss? Did you trade cryptos? Nope. Do you recommend 1-minute chart trading? No, I don't. I think it's very, very bad trading the 1 minute. I only use it to manage risk in cases where there's no obvious risk management points, but yeah, don't trade the 1 minute, not even the 5 minute. In the beginning, stick to the 30 minute, hourly 30 minute. Can you advise me on the best way or platform to trade with or registered as a beginner? Any platform is good to trade as a beginner. I use IC Markets. And gold is continuing on down, so it really just took me out. That's it. Like, I think because I took it in the first minute of this new hourly candle, that, you know, I could have expected some trouble. But overall, we're coming down to 18.009, 010, something like that. Beautiful, it's continuing on down. Hopefully people are still in it to win it. Stop loss was about 9-10 pips, so it was a really, really good. It's up 18 pips, 20 pips was the first target for me. So amazing, amazing trade. Nobody trades EU, it's shit. Yeah, fuck EU, man. I think EU is just such a basic pair, I think. Yeah, so I think I needed to be a little more lenient with this trade. Give it some more breathing room. So that's a lesson for next time, because this 1 minute, yeah, because it happened in the first minute, so we could have expected some things to happen. But I was really looking for it to just move straight down in one fell swoop, which it is on the 5 minutes. So I guess I need a little bit more patience. All learning lessons. Vin D is still in it. Well done. Amazing. Caught 20 pips so far, Master P. Well done. So do you guys think this should go on the leaderboard? Should we add this to the leaderboard? Yes or no? In the top left corner. I took the GJ cells before the stream happened, so that can't go on the leaderboard, but hey bro, thanks for what you do. Why is it important for candles to wick up or down first before it starts moving in the preferred bias? Because a lot of candles, they have both top and bottom wicks. So when a candle first in this case, when the 50-minute first went up to create a top wick and then broke the low, then you can say, okay, perfect. The 15-minute created its high, and if it's breaking the low, it can go on to create lower lows. But if it doesn't first create a top wick and breaks the low, then there's that probability that price can still come up to create its high, and then you're gonna have to hold that drawdown. What is your account for the leaderboard? Oh, I don't have a leaderboard, but I'm talking about if we should add the pip counter. Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I think there's... So gold sells plus... Let's do plus... Oh. Plus, let's do 15 pips. Well, I mean, for the people that are still in it, you should secure around 15 pips. Right over here went 18, 19... Hey, take care, Ashish. You're done for the day. You worked 5 to 10 minutes and you're done for the day. What a blessing. How do you get the counter on MT5, bro? That's magic keys. If you go get yourself some magic keys, then you can get the pip counter as well. So what we took over here, right over here, was this is the first leg down. Well, let's actually look at it on the 5 minute. So right over here we have the first leg down. That was this move, right? If this 5 minute closes weak bearish and breaks the low, then we're gonna see the second leg down, and that'll be the move to 1810, 1809. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. I took 35 pips on GJ, break even on gold, and yeah, if I'd made profit on this gold trade, then I would leverage that profit to break this low and continue on down. But that's just my plan. Yeah, so this right now, oh, this is today's performance right now. So took the pips on GJ. The GJ profit was a little less because if we look at the management price, I closed only 50% at 10 pips, and then it came back to break even, and I closed 50% at break even. Oh, yeah. So oh dear. So yeah, it went 10 pips. I'm really working on leaving runners to run. So I closed only 50%, and then another 50% at break even. But I should have accepted for my runner to be stopped out at like -5 pips, and then the rest ran again 12 pips and then like 35 pips, and then this gold sell just break even trade. You guys saw how I managed that. So yeah, what other guy shows his MetaTrader on the streams? There's only, as far as I know, there's only one person, the man himself, Raja Banks. But everybody, it's like a taboo. So yeah, if you guys take this winning trade, also give me a follow on Instagram. We're almost at 2K. That'd be pretty sick to reach 2k. Ooh, only 50 people left to reach 2k. So if you guys haven't followed already, let me send you guys the link in the YouTube, so you can drop a follow. You can shoot me a DM. I always answer all my DMs. So with this new 15-minute opening, it's coming up to create a top wick. Yeah, I think there's a... I'm not going to mention anything, but I think there's definitely a potential opportunity here. But if you're looking to leverage profits, I think you should have the knowledge to identify that opportunity for yourself. Bro, I have $200 plus on commissions with Dominion markets, but they said I still get use it. But they said I still get what? Use it to get magic keys. I don't know, man. You need to contact their support team. I have no clue. My sell entry is 1860.5 at 4-hour OB, TP1, TP2, and then buy limit between 1804 and 1806. Oh. Very cool. Sounds cool. Do you post the Zoom link into Family Forex Slack? Yes, sir. That's the only place this Zoom link is posted. Thank you. 11 plus pips on gold. Amazing. Well done for executing. I think the idea was very neatly broken down. At first was looking for buys, but we tapped into this issue to the left hand side, which is this hourly. If you go back to the stream, I had this level marked down as a likely rejection area where price may have a hard time breaking above. I called out the buy stop at the break of this high up to this level. That was about 30 pip trade, and I was personally looking for this 15-minute over here to break this high. It never broke the high. I did have a buy stop above here, never broke the high. And then once the candle started closing back below, we're like, oh, we want to see weak bullish candles printing and then break of the low. That's exactly what we got here, and then trade went in profit. Enjoying his trades alone, given us a lot of time yesterday. Lemio Momo, he's absent. What? There's some discussions going on. Let's check this chart. Let's take a look at this chart. This GU 30-minute rejection at this resistance, and bearish engulfing. I'm not quite sure where you see this bearish engulfing candle, but you took a sell. Okay, so I think you took the sell at this resistance. I think a pretty good idea is typically to wait for the candle to close in your direction, and then you take a sell there with a stop loss above the high, because in this case you took a sell at support and your stop loss is way up here. So that's this risk to reward is so huge compared to this one, right? Let's see what Albano Z says. Albano, you have better entry than me. Master entered at the low of 30-minute close at -6 pips. Oh, damn. Yeah, I think that comes down to experience, because I've seen these candles reject like this a lot. Even on GJ this happens, and that's where you get these rejections. So once this candle broke the low, like, my confidence was there to say that, okay, if we're breaking this low, then we might as well break the 30-minute low, which was like, yeah, 6-7 pips. But right now we're just doing some fuckery. Like, this is, I think, right now you gotta wait for the news to come out in 10 minutes. There was a potential second, entry to leverage your profits, leverage that runner once this candle flipped bearish, but it never flipped bearish, so no entry. For the people that were still in here, I think you should have secured around 20 pips, 15, 20 pips. Price went 18 pips, so I don't think anybody should be in a loss on this trade, honestly. Jano Khalid didn't manage risk. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's him. Closed at a loss. Oh damn. Yeah, that's a shame, man. Like such a good trade like this, you should never allow it to be a loss. For me, I think I was a little way too tight with this trade. I managed it way too tight. I could have been more lenient, but I didn't want to give back the profits on GJ because my thought process was because I closed only 50% at 10 pips and then another 50% at break even, that really compromised my profits. So I made like 50%, 25 to 50% of the total profits I should have made. So on this trade over here, what my thought process, what triggered me into managing this more tightly was I didn't want to give back those profits I made in GJ. So I was more tight on gold. So that's a trigger I need to understand now. You know, in the future I need to journal this, and in the future I'll know that, you know, this can be a potential trigger of mine, that if I secured profits earlier, I might be more uptight with the risk in another trade. So it's all about just understanding not only your system, like once you understand your system and your strategy, then you need to understand yourself. And you know, what triggers you, what doesn't trigger you. How many pips is enough? Master P, I think 10 to 20 pips is enough. It's a pretty good amount. And today gold just absolutely has no flying clue about what the hell it wants to do. It's just mad. Absolutely mad. So fascinating to watch it. It closed back inside the range. Pretty much expected it to come down to here. Now it's breaking above. Just nuts. So yeah, I think after this, I think everybody should leave gold aside until NYSE, because in in 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes, we have news coming in. The unemployment, it may or may not stir up gold, so you don't want to be in it to find out. So just wait. I would wait after this. I'd wait for NYSE, and that's it. But honestly, I'm not going to trade anymore today. I took a really good trade on GJ, pretty good trade on gold. So my week is done, honestly. Ended the week in profits. I had a little mishap on Tuesday. I made like 2% in London session, and then I gave back 2% on a really stupid trade I took in New York. But that's okay, because I analyzed it and learned from it. And today made 2 solid trades, so I'm back up for the week. My last losing week was the first week of June, and then before that it was the first week of May. So only had 2 losing weeks in the past like 3 months. Now just working on increasing that risk. And I guess, yeah, price was overall in a bullish market, so it makes sense to start retesting this high, but really expected it after closing below this resistance to keep coming down. But gold just can't be reasoned with today. Oh yeah, also make sure to also drop the likes, of course. We have like 500 people watching and 175 likes. Whack. We need more. We gave out a lot of really good ideas today. So in gold from 1756.70, SL in profits, leaving it to run. Holy, that's 1756 is a long way down, man. You're in some deep profits. Sheesh. Where'd you get? Oh wow, you got it in the breakout or in the fake out phase, right over here somewhere. That's just mad. Follow your sell, but you don't set a TP or what? Well, no, if you look back, I cancelled the TP because I wasn't quite sure where to put it, where I wanted to put it. Ultimately, I set a TP down here at 1809 and a partial TP at 20 pips. That was my plan for taking profit. But at that point, I was more concerned with the risk, on how to manage risk rather than how to manage the profits. Money song, please. We had the money song already. Twice now. Twice this session. But I'm losing 1800 USD. Oh damn. You should send a chart and try it so we can analyze what went wrong. Gold is like Geert Willem Wilders, untrustable. Crazy, yeah. Nice. If gold breaks out above the recent high, would you buy? No, I wouldn't. But from a technical perspective, if we do break above this most recent high, then it only makes sense to create a higher high. And if we look left, ultimately we have resistance at 1822, but a safe target would be around 1820. Yeah, 1820 would be pretty good. But there's news coming in 3 minutes over here, so keep that in mind. Can you flip to GG on the 1 hour and mark up the weekly OP? What? I don't know what you mean with OP, but let's go to the hourly and mark up the weekly OP, open price, like weekly. I don't know. Maybe send a chart. I don't quite know what you mean with that, Professor Pippage. But yeah, GJ did continue down. I doubted it could that it could continue on downwards, but holy, it just did a bloodbath. So how could we have how could I have executed on this trade? Was probably at the break of this low. But let's see. We need to see if it broke the low. If it had a top wick before breaking the low. So then we're going to dive down into the lower time frame. So it broke in the first 5 minutes. That's okay. Let's see in the first minute. So let's see. This is right over here. So it opened right over here, created a top wick, came down, and then broke the low. So I think once it broke this low, that was a pretty good entry, because it first created the top wick and then it broke it, and I guess you could have anticipated the NY open volume to just melt, which it did. But for me, there was this support, so I wasn't looking for sells anymore. But yeah, crazy. It did like in 2 minutes, it was already down 15 pips, and then another 5 minutes, it was down like 30 pips. Just mad. Yes, July 4 week open. Okay, let's take a look at July 4 week open. July 4. So this one, week open. I mean, it opened over here. And then July 4 at 6 p.m. Oh, on the hourly. Okay, let's see. July 4 at 6 p.m. Oh, I don't have July 4 on this chart. We have July 5th. Maybe send your chart, Professor Pippage. I'm not sure. Hey, take care, Noeem. Ciao, ciao. See you in the next one. So yeah, what's gold doing? Let's see what we have. The unemployment news coming in a little second over here. Let's see, as it's been in a downtrend, which is pretty good. So it seems like every month it does get less and less and less. So previous one was 640. Obviously they're expecting less, but I wonder how realistic it is. So gold is not doing much right now. I don't think you guys should touch gold for the next 15 minutes at least. Give it like 15 minutes to play out. But again, ooh. So that's really bad numbers over here. They were expecting, there's basically 300, either 30,000, yeah, I'm gonna say 30,000 more unemployment than expected. 30,000 more people are unemployed than they were expecting. So that's really, really bad numbers for the dollar. So that makes perfect sense for gold to keep going up. So that's a, yeah, what's it called? That could be a catalyst for gold to continue moving up or just range. Now it's respected this resistance. So very delicate. Yeah, crazy. Came out much worse than expected. And the move down could have been the liquidity, as you see on 30-minute. True, I guess so. I guess the market was preparing for this. Let's see, Master P, forget about the numbers. Always go opposite or just follow the price action. That's true, yeah. I don't pay attention to the numbers all too much, but I know that if the variant is much off, then it's going to have an impact. That's the only thing. I look at the numbers and then I pretty much take a look at price action. But yeah, you can probably go just the opposite. If the news is good, take a sell. Since price usually does the opposite, since it's priced in. But sometimes there's unexpected numbers released, and that will just shake the market up so hard. Like, yeah. So probably I wait for this 15-minute to settle down with the news, and if it closes above here, then it can create higher highs, since that's exactly what it's been doing this whole time, is just respect supports and break resistances. Yeah, that's true, Mario Sala. It can really do anything at once, gold, with news. Felix, how did you take a loss on this sell? If you're gonna take a sell, then if you're gonna take a trade, then you need to manage it. There's no reason this trade should have been a loss. Let's see, did the news do anything to pound yen? Not really. 5-minute. Oh, it was ranging. Yeah, pretty sick. Pretty crazy that it's still going down. Yeah, it's a crazy wick fill over there. You got about like 30 more pips to go to the next ultimate target. Fascinating how it just melting through this support. If it melts through there, then it can come down to here, or even down to here. But yeah, perfect. I hope we start to see some good bearish market conditions on GJ, since in sells I'm just so much more profitable in sells. They just happen much more faster and more ferociously than buys. So I'm gonna call it a session over here now that we have the news came out. I took my trades. There's not much more for me to do. The idea is on the table for potential buys. If price starts closing above here with this 15-minute candle, then you can take buys coming up to at least 1820 first target, and then 1822. So that's the idea, and yeah, for NYSE, that's gonna be the next volume time. But you guys already know how all that works, I assume. So this is where I'm gonna call it a stream. If you haven't already, drop a like, leave a subscription, and if you want, don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. I think we're really close to 2,000. Let's see. Ooh, so close. 30 more. So I'll post the link in YouTube for you guys if you want to DM me a question privately and things like that. I always answer. So gonna wrap it up. Take care, Gulag. We'll see you guys tomorrow for London session. Make sure to be there. Bye bye.